Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Quet, and today I have a quick uh, code challenge that I want to go over. So, a while ago, I applied for a job. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. There was a code challenge that I had to do that I did pretty good at. I was pretty much fresh out my boot camp. They were looking for a mid-level engineer. It was a really great company, really good opportunity. And of course, I was a mid-level, but they went ahead and gave me a shot. So I went to the online interview. I had the coding challenge. I didn't quite finish it, but I think I had some pretty good thinking behind it. But it just wasn't the fit they were looking for at the time. So the other day, I was thinking about some old code challenges that I had, and I remembered this one. I was just thinking of how my skills have advanced, and so I went back and I looked and I dug up the code challenge. And the idea behind it was to take a string and remove all of the duplicate characters from it. And you can see this is the code that I had written. Essentially, I made a array where I was going to take the string, I was going to split it. I was going to iterate over it using a for loop, and if that index, I'm not quite sure what I was doing here actually. If the index that I was looping over, if that letter wasn't already part of stir, um, well, that's not equal. Yeah, so I was trying to figure out a way if the character doesn't already exist inside of the array, push it to array. It doesn't look like I wrote that exactly like it should have been, but hey, I tried. I had the concept. You can see the pseudo code here. I was going to join it all back together and I was going to return it. And that was kind of my idea behind it. Um, and so I look back now, and this code challenge took me 5, 10 minutes tops to redo. And I just want to go over it. I just wanted to show that, sometimes you have a code challenge. It's really challenging. You don't get it. You're nervous because you're under pressure. You have people looking at you. And I went back and did this, and it was a breeze because I just code often. I code almost every day. I practice. I look things up, and I just work on my craft because I enjoy it. And I can see that I've come a long way, and I've made a lot of progress. And I was just really happy to see that. And I just wanted to go ahead and post it and show you guys what I did and how it worked out. I'm not going to reveal the name of this company because I don't want people to just be like, hey, I saw the code challenge online. I'm gonna apply and yeah, they was a great company. I don't feel like it's appropriate to reveal any of that information. So if you're wondering or anything, I'm never gonna say what the company was, who the company was, or what they do, or anything like that. I don't want anybody to make any um take any guesses and be able to figure it out. So yeah, like I said, I'm supposed to take a string. The example they gave me was tree traversal. I'm supposed to take that string and remove all of the duplicates from the string. So I kind of kept up with the cons no dupes whole function that I created. So I'm gonna create that. And my coding styles even changed a little since then because I no longer put parentheses around a variable if I only have one when I'm using a arrow function. I think it's cleaner. I'm using S to represent string. A lot of times if I'm using like a string or I guess for array I'll use like R, but for like a string or something, I try to keep single letter things. If I'm doing an event list and I usually use E instead of event. That's my personal preference. So essentially I'm gonna actually keep with that spirit of what I did in the other example, and I'm going to make an array. I'm gonna call it single here, and that's gonna be an empty array when it starts. So then I'm going to uh, make a variable called new string or new stir. I'm going to set that equal to split. So still kind of keeping with what I was doing before. And by the way, I didn't look at the actual code from that challenge until I completed it this time. Because I didn't want anything to influence me, and it's kind of funny just to see that I kind of did the same thing, but I just made it better and have a better understanding. and I didn't use a for loop. I think I did go back and refactor it before I sent off my final version to them because I coded it, I put it to my GitHub, and I sent off a version, but then I made a little revision. I turned it to like a for each. I kind of wanted to show, hey, I know how for each and these higher order functions and stuff work to try to impress them a little bit. So yeah, here I split the string. So essentially, if the string is tree traversal, it's a string. Now I'm splitting up into array with every single letter being a separate index, and then I'm going to filter that. So running the filter method, which I've gone over in some of my latest videos on higher order functions. And for every index in that array, if that singles array includes the index that I'm currently iterating over, I'm going to console log gone. And essentially I did this. I could have wrote a if else statement or just a if statement, which might have been a little better, but I kind of want to keep it all on one line. If you're using a ternary operator, you have to have an if and an else. And so in this case, I'm like, okay, well, I can't just do nothing. I'm just gonna console log something here just so I can say I have an else, right? Or I have an if. I guess my else was to push it. So was to push into this array, which is the next thing I'm gonna do. So single dot push that index into the single array. I could have done this the opposite way and said if the single does not include I, then push that index. So if the single doesn't include this, if the single array does not include the index that we're currently iterating over, I could push it into the array. If not, console log on. I just kind of did it backwards. The real reason behind that was because I couldn't remember how to say does not include. Like, is honestly the reason, and I didn't feel like Googling it. I just really got a little lazy, but I had to go back and Google it later, and I just didn't change the way that it's worded. So this might make it a little confusing, but it's whatever. It still works the same. I understand what's going on. You know, if I was working with a team and it was like, we don't like the way that's written, I would change it, but I know what's going on here, and so I'm going to continue. So far we have a single array. We're going to iterate over the string that we're bringing in. We're going to turn that into an array. We're going to filter through that array. And if, essentially, if that character is not in the single array, we're going to push that character. If that character is already inside of that single array, we're just going to console log gone. So to continue from there, we're going to say single dot filter. So we're going to filter on that single array again. Well, actually, let's run this so I can tell you what's happening so far. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to call no dupes here, and it was tree traversal. Um, and we're just going to console log single and see what we have here. So we come here, refresh this, and here we go. We have so we no longer have tree traversal. We have the E from tree is missing, the T and the R and traversal aren't there. There's another E missing. However, we have this space here. I don't think they said the space had to disappear. I just feel like why do we have a space here? That's a character that we shouldn't have. It looks better if we get rid of all characters that aren't actually part of the string. That space, I mean, I guess technically it is part of the string, but let's keep it alphanumerical here, right? So we're gonna take that space out. It's gonna be the next part of my solution. So in the next line, I'm going to run a filter method on single once again, And for every index inside of single, if that index includes a space, we're going to get rid of it. So, um, so I'm actually going to return this. I want to return this, but I also want to console log it so I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. All right, cool. So, as you see before, we have taken all of the extra duplicate characters out of the string tree traversal. If I were to refresh the page here, we'll see that we still have that going on. I'm still logging that on line four. Line four, counter logging the single array. However, on line five and six, I'm filtering that array. And when I'm filtering that array, if it includes a space, I'm getting it out of there. I don't want the space. I think it's not as clean. It doesn't look as good to me. And that's what's happening on line 5 in that console log. And if you see, we now no longer have that space. And line 6 is pretty much returning that, if we're using it in real code. So essentially, I solved this code problem, this algorithm, which, man, like, what is this? 29 minus a few, so 20 something lines of pseudocode and code altogether. And I have done it in what this is 9 minus like 7 lines of code. So I've come a long way in learning how to do this. I've practiced doing a lot of code challenges on Code Wars. I've coded a lot in general. I've worked on projects that I have. I've worked in general, having I work as a teacher's assistant in a boot camp, so that's also helped me become a stronger coder. Having to explain code to other people, having to help them fix their code, things of that nature has really helped me become a better developer as well. So and like as you can see, this is gonna work with anything. It doesn't matter what it is. The string could be the lazy dog. Doesn't that use like every character in the alphabet? That might not be the best idea, but Santa Claus is coming to town. If we would have saved that, we'll see that our code should still hold up by the standard that I have. And you can see that none of these characters repeat. The extra A after Santa is gone. The A in clause is gone, the S. So this algorithm stands the test of time. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to show you guys. Hopefully this helped anybody that is kind of thinking, oh, I'm not gonna get it. I'm never gonna get to that level. I'm never gonna understand. I'm having trouble doing code wheel challenges because I always recommend code wheel challenges to people. Just keep going, keep pushing, keep working. You'll definitely surprise yourself when you go back and look over the work that you've done in the past. That's something that I always tell people as well. Like when you feel that imposter syndrome coming and you feel like you can't do something, you can't do it. Just look back at where you were like a week or two ago and see how far you've come. And you'll be like, all right, cool. I thought I couldn't do it back then, but that was different. You might really be like, oh, that was easy though. I just didn't realize it. Like, trust me, this too surpassed whatever you're going through now is going to be easy as you continue in your coding journey. So just keep going, and you'll see as long as you're working, you'll see results. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. I was just excited to be able to go back and look at a coding challenge that gave me so much trouble a long time ago, and see that it was really simple to me now. I mean, it was almost just plain English, right? Well, in my head, it was like it was second nature to write this. So um, yeah, and now I just want to say, thank you for watching. Thank you for everybody that subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed, I'd greatly appreciate it if you just took the time to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If this video helped you in any kind of way, if you enjoyed it, please go ahead and drop a like. It really just helps the channel grow and expand, and in a lot of ways, and I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. I have a lot of new content coming. I'm actually doing a lot of videos right now, so I'm hoping to get a new video out every day for a while. Um, so yeah, thanks for watching. That's it.